following program contains disturbing materials that may not be suitable for some resellers. Viewer discretion is advised.
So as you can see, I'm here in our shipping room. This is where Jenna does her work. This is where our supplies are kept. And I generally don't come in here. This is Jenna's place. She's been doing this for a good over a year now. And this is her domain. She's not here for the next 2 weeks. And that means that I'm the shipper. You guys know how much I love shipping, but it's part of the game. It's a necessary evil. And now that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about today, but I thought I would at least multitask, do my work if I can focus on the work while I'm talking to you guys, and talk about the one thing that I think we take for granted and we don't do as good as we can for the most part. And I think that's how you interface with the customer. And the question that I had for you before the intro was this, and it remains: what do your buyers think of you as a seller? And I think it's very important. I think we get a lot of negative feedbacks. I think we get a lot of return requests, myself included. And that can be avoided simply by making the buyer aware, making sure that they are aware that they're not just dealing with some random seller who doesn't care. Because generally, what's the basic buyer experience on eBay right now? You go and you place an order on eBay. Okay, you get a message from eBay saying, thank you for your order, kind of thing. And you don't get a message from anyone, even eBay, until that order is shipped. And then eBay says, oh, the order was shipped. But all along the way, you're getting messages from eBay. And so the buyer is thinking that, and I'm sure not all of them do, but some of the buyers are thinking that they're probably dealing with eBay and not an actual person. Now, there's other buyers who have enough experience on this site as buyers to just be okay with it. This is the norm. But when you get that seller who actually communicates, and not to the point where they're like a pen pal, no one's saying that here, and I'm not advocating for that. All I'm saying is that you provide a better experience for your buyer than your competition. And how do you do that? Well, it's simply through communication. Now, I've developed, and it's something I've begun using, and something I want to do also by including a card in the package. I just haven't had them made up yet, but I plan on doing this. And it's just simply a short 2-paragraph little message to the buyer, and it essentially states to them, "Hey, thank you for your order. We will ship this out. In my case, tomorrow. You should receive a tracking number from eBay." And then I go on to say, while I do not expect any issues with your order, if you do encounter a problem, please reach out to me first so that I can have a chance to help. Now, I think a lot of times people will go to eBay because, um, to open that return request or to, file that negative or neutral because they feel like they have no other remedy. And if they knew that you were a receptive seller and that you were interested in at least trying to make it right, I would be willing to bet, I don't know, whatever you want to bet, but I'm willing to bet that you will have more satisfied buyers because they're now putting the ball back into your court and giving you a chance to remedy the problem. And this is probably not going to be a very popular video. It's probably going to be one where people look at it and go, it's not important. But I think those people aren't going to be in business very long. We need to change our mindset. We need to understand that these buyers we're relying on these buyers. These are the lifeblood of each and every one of us. So if I give the buyer a good experience and then they come back and buy your item, versus if I give them a bad experience and they don't come back at all to buy anyone's item, including yours, well, it's a snowball effect, and we all need to be better. And now I could just keep this to myself and just do it, right? But I am interested in seeing the good sellers rise to the top and the bad sellers fall off. So the bad sellers who went through maybe a minute of this video and said, I don't need to do that. I don't want to deal with people. Well, my news for them is, yeah, they could probably last for a while, but they're going to find they're going to have a lot more negatives. They're going to have a lot more return requests. They're going to have a lot more problems. And I think not just in eBay, but this world in general can do better if we simply communicate better, whether it's through your customer or to your wife, to your husband, to your friends, to your kids, whatever it is, whoever it is, we need to do a better job of it. And you might think you do just fine, but I'm telling you right now, we can all do better. And let's start with our eBay stores where we think everything is automated in the world of automation, but it's missing that one thing, the human touch. Now, we talk about customers. They like to feel. Customers feel. And it's our job to make them feel. And it's about perception. How do we make them feel good about doing business with you or me? And of course, one way you can do that without interfacing with your customers, just 100% of the time, deliver at least what the buyer is expecting, if not more. But how many of us actually are in the position of delivering to our buyer if the buyer doesn't read, and the buyer may not read your messages either, but whether they read your messages or you include a card with your packages, you're giving that buyer a different feel of their purchase that maybe they'd never even seen before or never expected. And my message to everyone is find a way to do better. Now, for me, it's simply at the end of the night, I go through all my purchases. So I had 11 packages. It's now 9 p.m. Pacific time. I may have more in the morning, but at least the ones I'm going to do at night, because Jenna likes to ship in the morning, I'm going to ship here at night. So the ones that I take care of tonight, I'm sending that message to each buyer, the one that I told you about. And you know what? It may fall on deaf ears for most of them, but for some of them, they might appreciate it. They might write me back and tell me thank you, and they might be surprised. Once I start including a card with these packages, even those people who don't read their messages will, that's the first thing they're going to see before they even open the pack. Well, when they first open the package. And I'm confident, I am absolutely confident that this is going to help take care of some of the pain points that us sellers have to deal with. Usually it's because of misunderstandings. How many times have buyers opened a return request? Or how many times have buyers left you a negative feedback when it's simply over a misunderstanding? And of course, you can always resolve their misunderstanding and get them to, revise their feedback or maybe even cancel the return request. But by that time, it's extra work. It's extra work that you have to deal with and an extra pain point that you have to bother with. And in some cases, when they open the return request, it doesn't matter if they close the return request, that return request still counts against you, especially if it's an INAD or something to that effect. So that's the message, guys. It's really straightforward. If you think this is a business where you do not have to interface with your buyers, it is one of those things where everything is automated for you. I've seen sellers sell that way. There's a lot of people who do. But your experience as a seller will be much more improved if you embrace the fact that this is a human to human business. You're doing business with people, and people want that extra level of service that automation just doesn't give them. And eBay, they put out messages whenever you do something as a seller that involves their package. And I appreciate that, but buyers see it for what it is. And if you add that extra touch, I promise you, it'll help at least some of the pain points within your business. And it could even improve relations with future customers who will then come back and do business with you. So that's what I have to say. Didn't do a whole lot of shipping during this video, but I really feel passionate about this. I talk about this a lot on my lives. And, if you are really serious about creating a business, I mean, this is a job that all of us have created for ourselves. But if you're really interested in growing this into something special, then you really need to embrace the fact that part of the business is really getting in there and interfacing and communicating with your buyers. And I think through that communication, it's going to make reselling, a lot more enjoyable. So if you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor, hit the like button, get your sale within the next 24 hours. Why not subscribe? If you happen to enjoy the videos that I put out, subscribe, hit that notification bell, because we do tend to go live, at least I tend to go live, just on a whim. And if you're not hitting that notification bell, you'll never know and never be a part of it. But figuring out how to improve your buyer's experience and how to improve what your buyer thinks of you as a seller, well, that's yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have an excellent rest of your day, and we will talk to you very soon. Take care.
Oh. Chargebacks, returns, and lowball offers too. Vero takedowns, they're a pain, what can we do? High selling fees, bad buys, and rude buyers galore. Flipping ain't easy, but we keep coming back for more. All resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them, and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. When flipping ain't easy, by your side. Sourcing great items is the key to success. Subscribe to the channel and stand above the rest. Focus on the thing that's within your control. Hang with flipping ain't easy. Let's roll. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast Profit Playbooks. The name with Scott and Josh. Flipping's more than a game. Chargebacks, returns, and lowball offers too. Vero takedowns, they're a pain, what can we do? High selling fees, bad buys, and rude buyers galore. Flipping ain't easy, but we keep coming back for more. Oh, all resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them, and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. Flipping ain't easy, but by your side. Sourcing great items is the key to success. Subscribe to the channel and stand above the rest. Focus on the thing that's within your control. Hang with flipping ain't easy. Let's roll. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast Profit Playbooks, the name. With Scott and Josh, flipping's more than a game. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast Profit Playbooks, the name. With Scott and Josh, flipping's more than a game.